Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning Show. Yeah, which none of that is says down there, nor is it still LPTV, but whatever. Hello everybody, I am Doobie Mosley, co-founder here at Laughing Place. Over there's the managing editor, Kyle Burbank. How's it going, Kyle?
It's going pretty well. How about you?
It is going okay. Let me write a quick message in WDW potential coverage.
I'm sure that means so much to all of our viewers.
I bet there are viewers out there who can figure out exactly what that means. Hi, Nikki B. How you doing? Look at that cool member symbol you have next to you. We appreciate that so much. Good morning, friends. How you doing, Vanta Crew? Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so we are here to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney this morning, last night, the rest of the day. That's what we do here. We're going to start things out the way we do every day by taking a look at the money. All right, the financials say Disney stock is going up on the day, but a little bit of a dip. It seemed to go up after the interest rate announcement was a bit of a surprise, and now coming back down a little bit, but still up overall on the month. So it's a good month for Disney. Any analysis? Money at 30?
I will say I saw a headline yesterday that was like 3 reasons why Disney stock could rise this fall. And when I just read it quickly, I was just like, what? I thought it said rise and fall. I'm like, that's what stocks do, but they meant autumn.
Let's see. Oh, we got some more hellos. Hey, JPP, thank you for joining us. Hello, Bloom. I remember you are a big Percy Jackson fan. Thanks for coming back.
We need a Bialystok to join us.
Hello.
We're just gonna move right past that because
all right, I don't get it. So explain it.
The producers, Bialystok and Bloom.
That's why I don't get it. All right, next up
you didn't see any of the 3 adaptations.
I have never seen the producers, even though Matthew Broderick was always like when I was younger. I'm like, yeah, I think that'll be my favorite actor. So I think after Biloxi Blues, I decided, yeah, I like him. And then Godzilla, come on.
98 Godzilla, yeah.
I may be the biggest fan of that in the world.
I have.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, it's okay. I said I had the soundtrack, but here's Ethan.
Good morning and welcome to another LP Disney weather report. This is why events unnerve me. They find it all a different story. Notice whom for wheels are turning. Turn again and turn towards this time. All she asks the strength to hold me. But then again the same old story. Word will travel oh so quickly. Travel first and lean towards this time. Oh, I'll break them all, no mercy shown. Heaven knows it's got to be this time. Avenues all lined with trees. Picture me and then you start watching. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will be sunny with a high of 80 today, although it will be in the 60s after dark. Walt Disney World will be partly cloudy and in the low 90s today. But as we'll discuss, a tropical storm watch is now in effect as impacts from Helen are expected in the coming days. Castaway Key is 86 today and could get a bit windy in the evening. Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point will see similar conditions, with winds of around 15 miles per hour currently. Disneyland Paris is cool tonight, with temps dipping into the high 50s soon. Tokyo will start the day with overcast skies, giving way to showers in the afternoon. This will keep their high at around 75. Shanghai could see a brief shower in the morning but will likely just be cloudy the rest of the day, with temps just barely breaking 80. Finally, Hong Kong will also start the day with some rain but clear before 10 a.m. Their high for the day will be 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And that will do it for another Disney weather report. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, Ethan. First, Ethan, thank you very much for giving us the Castaway Key weather, telling us it'll be cooler in the evening, even though no one's there in the evening, but that's still handy to know.
It was windier in the evening. He doesn't know how it works. He's never taken a cruise.
He's an AI. I believe he's taken billions of cruises.
Also, people will be there. They'll just crew. What if we have crew members watching us from our station there? They want to know what the weather is.
You and Ethan make an excellent point. What was that song today?
New Order's Ceremony.
Okay, I like New Order, but I don't know that song, at least not by name. And
it sounds a lot different when Ethan sings it. You probably heard it before. It's a great song.
Really? Let's see. YouTube New Order Ceremony.
For some reason, you probably will find a weird version on YouTube, but it'll still give you the approximation of it. Sounds like New Order, sure doesn't it?
Yeah, but I actually don't know that song. So I'm not too deep on New Order. I like what I hear, but I haven't heard all that much. Okay, no one cares. Moving on to Ethan made a brief mention of Tropical Storm, which is it named Helene now, or will it be named Helene?
As of like an hour ago, it got named because it became a tropical storm.
Okay. So Tropical Storm Helene has created a Tropical Storm Watch in Orange County and Osceola County, among others. Those are the two counties where Disney resides. So tropical storm conditions are possible in that area.
In the next 48 hours.
Yes, and that means winds and rains and nothing too dangerous, but certainly something to be aware of in that area. Elsewhere in Florida and elsewhere in the world, it may be much more serious, but at least what we're looking at in Florida right now, in Central Florida right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're expecting it to strengthen to a major hurricane, but it'll be on the other side of Florida.
But always,
there's hurricane warnings over on the other coast and stuff. But if this does affect Disney World, we'll obviously keep an eye on it. If it gets really windy and rainy, we'll have our own weatherman Tony join us live, as he has in the past, for that. And hopefully this will not turn out to be anything too dangerous and serious. And our intrepid reporter Luke is very glad that he is returning the day before all of this is supposed to happen.
All right, we've got breaking news.
Do you want me to hit it, or are you hitting it?
I do want you. This just in. We've got a poster for Wizards of Waverly, the Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, coming October 29th to Disney Channel, 30th Disney Plus. Follows an adult Justin Russo, who has just chosen to lead a mortal life with his family, Giada, Roman, and Milo. When Justin's sister Alex brings Billy to his home seeking help, Justin realizes he must dust off his magical skills to mentor the wizard in training while also juggling his everyday responsibilities and safeguarding the future of the wizard world. And yes, Selena Gomez will be back for the first episode. So we have a poster, and I believe we have breaking news, Kyle.
Oh.
And we have a second poster, so 2-poster Tuesday for Wizards Beyond Waverly Place coming October 29th. And they were also kind enough to drop a trailer for us, which we do not consider breaking news, but we will watch it. We will watch it with audio.
Billy, I brought you here to meet your new wizard teacher. Surprise!
What are you doing here, Alex? I don't teach wizards anymore.
But don't you miss it?
No, I don't even think about it every day.
Billy is a powerful wizard, but she needs a teacher who believes in her. And I forgot to mention...
The fate of the world is in her hands.
Well, technically it's in your hands.
Billy, you have a tendency to cast first and ask questions later. Oh, boy. You made a mistake.
I make lots of mistakes.
It's a part of growing up. And in our family, you don't get kicked out for making a mistake. So I Billy!
Billy? Billy. We good?
Do the dishes for me tonight and we're even.
Deal.
Without magic.
You know that's not gonna happen.
Alex, like a Disney Channel show.
It sure does. It's nice to know that some things never change. That's what a Disney Channel show looks like. Again,
And
October
hopefully,
20th.
even though Alex is stopping by, no one will be murdered on this show. Except for that bunny, that stuffed bunny. Got it. But other than that.
Which is a great segue, by the way. But yes, Caitlin's a huge Wizards fan. Do you plan on watching this one when it comes October 29th, Caitlin? I'm curious to know. But speaking of segues, let us jump over to Only Murders in the Building, where they are promoting. Are you caught up on the show?
No, we are still watching season 3.
Okay. We've watched 2 episodes, but we are definitely behind. But I don't think this isn't a spoiler. They're putting it out on their YouTube channel, so they're promoting an upcoming cameo on the show, and we're going to watch it.
You cannot be serious.
I love this cameo.
Oh, move it! Kids on leashes should be illegal. I'm trying to do something here. Get back! Hey!
Nice outfit, jackass. Yelling at children? Are you serious? You cannot be serious.
Nailed it, Kyle.
He's got a catchphrase.
That is John McEnroe, my favorite tennis player of all time.
How many other tennis players can you name?
Oh, I can do okay on tennis. Jimmy Connor. Okay. Back in the day, Boris Becker, the Chang kid, who I can't believe I forgot his first name, Andre Agassi.
It took you that long to get to Andre Agassi. That would have been my next one. Maybe Pete Sampras.
Of course, Pete Sampras. I was actually a pretty big Disney fan back in the day. So,
I forgot his name just now.
Bjorn Borg.
Battle of the Sexes guy. Bobby Riggs?
Bobby Riggs. Billie Jean King, obviously. Yeah, those were just the men.
Yeah.
I mean, Billie Jean King. She was a woman.
Thank you for the explanation.
I don't want to sound like a horrible person. Billie Jean King. Those were just the men. No, I realized she played Bobby Riggs. There's interesting stuff about that. Like, was that a thrown match? A lot of people think he threw that match. He's an interesting guy. I think there was not a documentary, there's a movie about it. I'm sure there's a documentary, but there was a movie about it, the two of them as well.
There's the Steve Carell and Emma Stone movie.
Yeah. So many interesting stories in this world. I'm sure it's probably a 30 for 30 as well. Okay, Jeremiah, was it? I did verify it was Jeremiah. Was it Disney Springs this morning? Jeremiah. Disney Springs this morning. Looking at the reopened Candy Cauldron at Disney Springs, reopened today. 2 new exclusive sweet treats, but also improved glaciers, including the Cauldron Brew and particular treat for Jeremiah, ones with alcohol. So, nice.
Pretty, it takes a lot of confidence to name something in a candy store poison.
Technically, when you're eating like this, aren't you slowly poisoning yourself day after day, Kyle?
I guess so.
Which is
back when, remember, did you ever do you like Chipotle?
I do.
So back in the day, before mobile order, you had to fax in orders. And so all of the managers, we'd fax in a Chipotle order and have someone go pick it up. And we got into the habit of just like making up names, like choosing a theme. And then we'd all so we'd know whose is whose, but we didn't put our real names. And so one time we chose 80s hair metal bands and someone put Poison. And I'm like, I don't know if they're going to want to write that on your burrito.
Yeah, better to put Rat.
In Excess was way better. That's not hair metal, but 80s bands.
Yeah, they were not hair metal. Okay, let's see. Jorge Garcia, who played
Hurley
on Lost, which we discussed, had its 20-year debut anniversary over the weekend. Got to visit the Disney archives and check out some Lost props from back in the day. So that's on the Hulu.
So they found them then.
Yes, they did. They're no longer lost.
That's good.
I saw this one over at D23 last month. Yeah. This year, last month. So you can go check this out on the Hulu. We've also got an article on our site where you can see this. And I'm just going to mention this because I love any chance to mention Lost. And by the way, he has aged very well. That was 20 years ago. Best show of all time. What's your favorite Lost episode, Kyle?
The one that I've seen.
Okay, which one is it?
It was the one that ends happy, but apparently does not continue to be happy if you watch beyond that. They must have been a season finale or something that looks like they're like leaving. They're all like, yeah.
Yeah, it was not as happy.
That was the one that they screened at the Paley thing that I told you about yesterday.
Mm-hmm. You have no interest in this show?
I don't know. The one thing I know, so your wife sent me an Instagram thing that was also Jorge Garcia recapping Lost in 20 seconds, and he just made it sound like it was all about Hurley, which is funny because the one thing that I know about Lost is that Hurley is the protector of the island at the end. So it spoke to me.
Does that even mean anything?
He's my default favorite.
Does that even mean anything to you, the protector of the island?
Means Hurley's the best. He's also on the cover of a Weezer album for no reason.
Oh, okay. Well, all the more reason.
The album's called Hurley. And
Hurley?
A picture of Hurley. Jorge Garcia. It's the weirdest thing.
Is it Jorge Garcia or is it Hurley?
I think it's Jorge Garcia, like at an event. Like it looks like almost like a red carpet, and it's like cropped in. I'll send it to you.
All right. Modern Family also had the anniversary of its debut over the weekend, and I found out. Were you aware that there were actually plans to do a spinoff for Mitch? And were you you were a Modern Family viewer, right?
Not. I was a casual viewer, yeah, and I think I had heard about this proposed spinoff along the way, just because I read Deadline and stuff a lot. But over the weekend, they released an interview Eric Stone Street gave with a popular guy on YouTube. I've seen him interview a lot of big stars, and but anyway, he was talking about this potential spinoff that would have followed Cam and
I just said it. Cam and Mitch
to Missouri.
Right.
And they pitched it and everything, and ABC passed. And so it sounds like he was a little hurt by that. Thinks the show would have been great and still would have been on the air. And instead, he just has to go to Chiefs games all the time.
And as we know from the Joey spinoffs of extremely popular sitcoms do invariably last forever.
I don't think I ever saw an episode of Joey when it was on the air, and I don't know where you can find it anywhere, but I want to buy. It feels like memory hold stuff. Like, did it really exist? We all talk about it, but did it really exist?
I definitely watched the pilot. I definitely watched the pilot, maybe the second episode. But yeah, there was no hope for that show. You never know.
That would have been airing while I was like my freshman year.
Sometimes you get a Frasier, and sometimes you get a Joey. Sometimes
are you current on Frasier?
Has the season 2 dropped yet?
The first 2 episodes of season 2, or maybe the third one today. I don't remember how it works.
Then no, I was not even aware. We did thoroughly enjoy season 1, but I did not even know season 2 was out.
Yep, 2 episodes. We watched them. Watched them both.
That Peacock?
That is on Paramount Plus.
Okay. I had a 50-50 chance. All right. Moving on to some other...
One of the ones you can watch football on sometimes.
Well, that's all of them now.
On Disney Plus. Well, I guess that... Oh, you can watch the Toy Story football game on Disney Plus.
Oh, that was great. Let's see. We have found out that the behind-the-scenes glimmering greenhouses coming to EPCOT starting November...
Great glimmering greenhouses, Batman.
Which I've never gotten to see in person. I really want to see this.
Glimmering greenhouses?
Yeah. I love this overlay.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty. And I've done the behind the scenes tour once. It's pretty fun. It's cool it feels weird to be like in an attraction and be aware that people can see you as they're just going along their way. So yeah, it's a pretty cool experience.
I have done that as well.
You get to eat fresh vegetables and fruits from the things sometimes.
Come on, let's get to the greenhouse. Julie, you're very bad at picking sections. Very bad. One more shot. Okay, there's a ornament. Cool.
It's a big ornament. Nice work.
Cool thing. I love that overlay, as I said. Overlays are a good thing for those.
If you want to book that tour, tickets go on sale on the 30th, and it'll last for a little bit. It's also not terribly expensive. I think it's I don't want to say in case I'm wrong. Is it $30?
It lasts through December 30th. It is $45 per person. It is a 1-hour walking tour. Yep. All right. And let's see. Are you a fan of milk, Kyle?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't drink it regularly. I have it in lattes. Where do you drink milk?
I do not drink milk unless there's chocolate in it.
Okay.
Or cereal.
So then you always want it. So then you're like a whole milk person?
Oh no, 1% or skim.
Okay, yeah, I'm skim. I'll do 1 or 2%. But if I'm getting a latte, oat milk seems to be my go-to.
If I am doing a smoothie or back in the day a frappuccino or something, it was always oat milk is my favorite. Yeah, but I can't drink it straight or in cereal.
No.
Because I'm a human being.
Because there's already oats in the cereal. You can't be putting oats on oats.
That's overkill. Overkill. All right. Well, anyway, I bring up milk because marvelmilk.com is here.
Oh,
I just saw that. Get superhero strong. They have an exclusive comic, recipes. What can you do with milk? I don't know. Perhaps some heroic recipes can help you. And a Spider-Man matching activity, all to promote the milk. Marvel is promoting milk.
These are the headlines you only get here on the Disney Morning Show.
I think it's funny. And, oh man, I forgot to read this one first. Maybe you're familiar.
Hopefully.
A little rushed. Let's see. This is
This is the new segment we call Kyle and Doobie read articles on the air.
I thought maybe we should do that rather than like prepare in any way. Just show up and go through LP. This one looks interesting. What's this?
So there are new Audible originals that dropped last week. You can find these on there. But yeah, there's a Frozen one, a Cars one, and a Star Wars one, which if you're going to have 3 franchises, those are the 3 they're going to do. Little surprise there's not a Marvel. Or maybe there is, and that's just not featured in the featured image. But
yeah,
there's those.
They said these stories based on Star Wars, Pixar's Cars, Frozen joined 60 audiobook featuring stories based on Dory, Toy Story, Mulan, and Avengers. So there are Marvel out there, but these new ones are these. Very exciting. Are you first of all, do you consume books on any regular basis?
So yes, the answer is yes. I have an Audible subscription up until a few months ago because Spotify added the thing. I did the thing like based on your pro tip. I was able to pause and go through my credits and then cancel.
So you don't read physical. You don't.
I do sometimes. I do book reviews for my finance site, so I'll read about different money books. So I used to mostly do audiobooks, but I'd mix in physical or Kindle just to depending on what was available. And funny enough, I actually just downloaded. I'm like, oh, I wish I still had that Audible credit, but I just bought an audiobook to listen to because I didn't feel like reading a physical book this time.
I am an Audible guy. I will occasionally do a Kindle if it's a book I really, really want to read and it's just not on Audible, but otherwise I'm Audible. Do you have a favorite fiction book?
So I usually read nonfiction. So my favorite fiction book, I'm trying to think of like fiction books that I've actually read.
A classic.
25th Hour. I remember that, reading that, enjoyed that. That's the basis for the movie with Edward Norton. David Benioff of Game of Thrones wrote 25th Hour and also wrote the screenplay for the movie.
Oh, wow.
Also, I have a question for you as an Audible person. What's your go-to speed?
I refuse to consume any media other than one-time speed. I just can't. I can't do it.
I get that for podcasts because you know the person's voice, and I have to listen to it at 1. The audiobook for 1 sounds like I'm trudging through molasses. I gotta go 1.7.
It's respect. It's respect. This is the way they meant to do it. This is the way.
I don't think it is. I feel like Audible must like slow it down the 1x to make that runtime. Like, there's no way.
I won't watch YouTube at 2 times. I won't watch TikTok at 2 times. Like I know some
agree
people
with
do.
all of that, but the audiobook I just cannot do anywhere near 1.
I refuse.
Okay.
And my favorite book period that I've ever read, fiction, although I've only heard it. Which is, it's weird calling it a favorite. It's
different for fiction than nonfiction. Maybe it's the nonfiction books that feel slow.
Maybe so. I've listened to quite a few nonfiction on Audible, and even those I won't speed up. But it's weird to call this my favorite book, considering the audiobook presentation of it is more than just a reading. It's really a presentation. But I will still say it. World War Z is incredible. If you are a fan of World War Z, the book, and haven't checked out the audiobook, you definitely should do so. It's so well presented. All right, let us move on to something that's actually Disney. Let's see. This is the segment we call. We need some new like little intros. So we finished top stories and happening now. We moved on to the rest, and we've just finished that. So now we had no reviews.
Who are
today.
The characters in the rest? Because Marianne and Skipper.
That should be our intro for the rest. In fact, it will be. I need to clip that out. Just and the rest, and that'll be it. That is happening.
And you just might make it after all.
And then we have Around LP, and that's what we're doing now. So Michael Celestino, I believe this is Michael Celestino, did yet another Lego build.
Back when he had hair on his face, probably.
I don't think he at any time shows us his face here. So this is on YouTube. It's about a 25-minute Lego build. And you can go check that out. Now, so I know this is already done at a fast speed. And now I want to speed it up. How do I speed up here?
Oh, now you want to watch it 2x.
This is when I need my son, because I know this can be, oh, there it is. Settings, playback speed. Let's go 2x on the what's already sped up.
What's fun is watching you do this, but not actually getting to watch you do this because you didn't share the screen.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. And there you go. You can watch this at 4 speed. Mike build this Star Wars TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup. And if you watch it at 4 speed, it'll only be 12 minutes instead of 25 minutes. There you go. Enjoy that from Around LP. Zacks of Life. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yesterday's Zacks of Life that's now available?
Yeah, we talked about the first 2 episodes. Well, first of all, we went through some recent Marvel news, which it was very convenient that the Thunderbolts trailer and poster dropped the day of our show. We talked about the first 2 episodes of Agatha, recapping, sharing our thoughts, also sharing some theories. And then we did a draft with Jeremiah was our guest, and we drafted Marvel characters to cast in a Wizard of Oz. We ended up doing 5 characters. We normally do 4 rounds. We expanded it to 5 this time so that we could do Dorothy, Tin Man, Scarecrow, Cowardly Lion, and the Wicked Witch of the West.
This is available as
and we did How Much Is That Cameo, of course.
Who was it? I want to try.
It's a person you never heard of, and it was probably well, I won't say anything else.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
She was a flag smasher on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then she's also been on Ozark. Let me see.
Ozark. Is that the one with my good buddy Jason Bateman?
That's the one with your good buddy Jason Bateman that takes place in Ozark, but is not actually filmed in the Ozarks. It's filmed in North Carolina.
Okay, so I watched that entire series. It's one of my top 5 shows of all time. So
okay, so her name is Danny Diet. And it's spelled Danny is Dani, and her last name is Deette.
Yeah, I don't remember her. Okay.
How much? How much is that cameo?
I don't even remember her from the show, so I'm going to say she is like $75.
That cameo is $19.
Oh,
you could afford to buy 4 of them for what you said. So yeah,
wow.
Now you have your Christmas list done.
That is a low cameo.
Or yeah, 4 of the 8 nights of Hanukkah will be cameos.
Wow, that is a low cameo. Okay, Danny Diet is $19 on Cameo.
Oh, and she has a dog, so you got.
You pay extra for that? You pay extra for the dog being in the cameo?
She didn't say anything about extra. I don't know. I didn't go through the purchasing process. But she does say, hey, and there might be an appearance by, and she shows her dog Link, which I have to imagine is a Zelda reference.
This is probably best left for Slack. Yeah, but we're live now and I'm going to forget it later. But in the article for Zacks of Life, you don't drop the video in there. The one that makes the podcast. I guess Mac did it. So.
Yeah, because he created a format before we used to do it on video.
Okay. It should be there. One more thing here from the Around LP section, and that is TIL. We have a new section on LP in our Twitter, on our X, called Daily Disney Did You Know? Did you know we had this?
I knew that it's been going for 3 days, and I didn't know who did it, but I found out yesterday who did it, and I definitely found out today who did it.
So it's just a fun little factoid each day. This is the 3rd day for it. Our very first one was the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom features 337 carvings of existing and extinct animal species on its trunk and surrounding roots. Hashtag.
I thought we did one before that.
Okay.
I thought the first one was the...
You're right. The very first one was Disneyland Park's iconic Sleeping Beauty Castle, opened in 1955, even though the film it was named for didn't debut until 1959. So make sure you check out our Twitter each morning, laughing_place, and see the Daily Disney Did You Know? And thank you very much, Rebecca. It is also on our Facebook socials as well. So yay. Wonder if it's an Instagram story too. Cool. I love that very, very much. Let's see. So that concludes the Around LP section. And now we are moving to the fun stuff section. And I'm
just trying to brainstorm what we could do for these different sections. Around LP.
And let's see, do I want to play this? I'm like Yeah. Now I'm going to skip it. Okay, so we are concluding the fun stuff section, and we are moving on.
Wow.
We are moving on. Yeah, I'm torn. All right, fine. I brought it up.
What is it? Why don't you run it by me? Or we could just have dead air. That's better. Just dead air.
Okay.
No playing, no talking, no thinking.
We're going to show it. We're going to show it.
Okay.
And then you're going to say, what the heck were you hesitant about, Judy?
Lots of questions about how we got this cabin to begin with. I'm going to share our experience, but I don't know everything about selling.
Audio.
I saw an article back in March about the Fort Wilderness cabins coming up for sale. It was at this time that I inquired to an ad on Facebook Marketplace and started talking with one of the companies that Disney was working with. From what the salesman told us later, there was only 2 companies that Disney sold these cabins to, and they would be taking these units off property in sections. We unfortunately had some issues trying to get permission for our cabin to go on a rented lot, so by the time we got back to the first company, he told us that all the units had sold. At this point, we were pretty defeated until I saw another ad and inquired to the smaller company. With this salesman from Florida Manufactured Home Sales, we were able to put our names down for a unit. And again, I really only know what our salesman told us and what the articles have been saying about these cabins. All I do know is that there is a wait list for them, and we inquired very early on in the selling process. Since most of what I know is speculation, I can't provide solid info on when the cabins will be up for sale again, so Google is your best bet. Hopefully this was helpful to those who are trying to put their name down for one. We've been getting...
And that is the story about how this family attained. Thankfully, there's
life turn upside down.
Thankfully, there's captions because for whatever reason, when Instagram plays a video, I can't hear it. Everything else I hear just fine.
See, that would have been a good 1.7 candidate. No,
huh? I missed that.
I said that would have been a good 1.7x candidate.
Oh. Can't do it. So this family, they bought a Fort Wilderness cabin and they transformed it into a cozy home. And you can too if you want to live in a little tiny place.
Which is totally what I would have done. But as she kind of alludes to, like, the hard part is finding a piece of land to put the thing on, and then all the hookups and things that you'd have to do with it. So, like, yeah, in theory, because I think they were going for like $50,000, which is completely reasonable.
But by the time you're done, you've spent what you would spend on a normal small house, but you get to live in the Fort Wilderness cabin.
Yeah, just finding a place to put it. If I was able to put it where I'd like anywhere, and so I could have the location.
Rebecca is suggesting a bit of our spinny for around LP. I think that's a good idea.
You do move around.
And there's a couple who was taking you through the whole process of making one their home. Don't know if that's this one. I don't know if that's this one either, but that seems like something that would be on social media. All right, that concludes the fun stuff portion of our program. Now we move on to something that we do already have a button for. All right. Normally we only do the 5s, but this one is a big enough deal that we are going to say happy birthday to... Oh, that is the wrong video, you idiot. So I'm a failure.
It would be Jim Henson's birthday. Well, I guess it's still his birthday. He's just not here to celebrate.
How did I click the wrong video? How is that even possible? I am so mad.
I don't know your life.
I didn't click the wrong video. I just, after I clicked it, I clicked next. And all right, there we go. Jim Henson would be 88 years old today. He was born on this day in 1936, and he is obviously iconic, not just in Disney, but in entertainment in general. And do not forget, on Disney Plus, you can go watch Jim Henson, Idea Man, and celebrate his birthday.
With no colon in the title for some reason.
That is odd. On this day in 2004, Rebecca, I know you were out there. Tell me if you remember this. I actually searched LP to see if we mentioned it, and we did. We said, a poster on utilidors.com has the goods on a new Disneyland tour, Mysteries, Myths, and Legends, which will tell of the ghost stories of some of the more out-of-the-way places at Disneyland and DCA. The 2.5-hour tour will include 3 attractions. Seasonal started October 4th and running for 6 weeks. Something happened today, because that's wrong, because it's 20 years ago today. But 2004, Disneyland debuts the Mysteries, Myths, and Legends tour. Do you remember that, Rebecca? Have you heard of that, Kyle? I thought
I wasn't plugged into the world. I was still just starting college.
So I was plugged in. Laughing Place was around. I had no memory of this, but then I searched Laughing Place for it, and I typed those words that you just read. So, or maybe no, for the section that was in, I typed those words, and yet I have forgotten. So
you have to ask the Utilidor site or whatever it was.
Yeah, and I clicked on the link because, of course, we had a link to the source there, and that site is now a domain up for sale. So, anybody
you know what? I went to my credit union's main website yesterday, and it was also a GoDaddy message. I'm like, well, that's not good.
That's terrifying. Actually, that's your credit. Were you able to check your balance? Yes, utilidors.com. You remember that site, Rebecca? Not there anymore.
I just used to call it the tunnel.
And then the tunnel. Very good. Very good. On this day, 10 years ago, Blackish.
Wow, look at young Marcus Scribner.
Iconic
ABC. Young Anthony Anderson.
Hey, look at a young Anthony Anderson. Iconic series, hilarious series on ABC debuted.
With Blackish. 2 spinoffs, and a third one was supposed to be coming. I don't know. I don't think that's happening anymore because I haven't heard anything about it in a long time.
The daughter spinoff. What's the other one?
So there was Grownish, there was Mixedish.
I forgot about Mixedish. Yes.
And then there was supposed to be, I think it was called Oldish with the dad and the.
Yeah. So. Cool show. So today you can watch the Jim Henson documentary, watch Blackish, and it was an actual tour. I mean, I don't remember it. So my source, as you know, is thisdayindisneyhistory.com, and they listed as 2004 as the tour debuting, and then I found a reference on our site. So I don't believe it was a rumor. I mean, there were reservations being accepted. I think this was definitely a legit tour. Yeah, it wasn't a rumor. Nope. All right. That is the conclusion of the standard portion of our show. Before we move on to the miscellaneous.
Now we're moving on to morning show premium.
Before we move on to the miscellaneous portion, let's move on to the has anything dropped in the half hour since we started portion of our show.
Yeah, let me refresh our good old Disney Parks blog. Maybe I'll get a recipe for mac and cheese, or maybe I'll get absolutely nothing at all.
Oh, we've got a TV recap for episode 5 of Only Murders in the Building. If you want to go check that out.
All right, now it's time to go through the 20 Instagram accounts.
We have a new
trailer. What's worse? Doobie, can I tell you? Not only, yesterday I talked about how annoying it is to have to go to refresh a bunch of Instagram accounts. Yeah. What's worse is when they stick news in their stories, because now I have to click those as well. Like, come on. You got to streamline this for me.
That's temporary. You should not be putting news in stories. Those go away in 24 hours.
Right, while you're looking, I wouldn't have known about the stupid glowing lights tour thing if I didn't check the stories. They put it in their stories. Why would you do that?
All right, while you continue looking, let's take a quick look at a part of. We won't watch the whole thing. It's pretty long. Maybe we'll watch it at double speed. But a new trailer. That's going to be our new thing. Everything we watch, we're going to watch at double speed.
What's the way to watch popcorn movies?
We're not. This is Road Street, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. We talked about that earlier this week. Coming to Hulu soon.
Have you
trailer
watched
is
it?
Out. Did you say?
I asked if you had watched it before.
I have not watched the trailer before.
I haven't watched it either. Just okay.
Okay.
As long as we're aware that neither of us have watched it.
Okay.
Since I was 16, playing live has been a deep and lasting part of who I am and how I justify my existence here on Earth. 50 years and the mighty 8th Street Band, baby. But when the world shut down.
So you can finish watching that trailer if you'd like to on YouTube, on Laughing Place. And this hits when again?
October 25th is what I want to say. You can also, as I mentioned yesterday, read our review from Bill's review from TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I have seen Bruce Springsteen in concert.
Fun fact, I'm from the same state as Bruce Springsteen.
Mine is more fun.
Okay.
I wonder. That's a good question. Have more people seen Bruce Springsteen in concert or been born in the state that you're from?
I would think. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you.
Well, he toured.
Are you talking about current population? Well, if you're talking about all the people that have ever been born in New Jersey.
all the people that have ever been born in New Jersey versus all the people that have ever seen a Bruce Springsteen concert. You know what? Let me ask. I'm going to vamp for 30 seconds.
Okay, ChatGPT is going to be confused. It's going to give you the current population. But if it's smart enough to somehow calculate the number of people that have been born in the state of New Jersey over the past 250 years or whatever it would be, that would be quite impressive. But yes, I was born in New Jersey. I moved to Arizona when I was probably about 7 years old. And then I lived in California. Now I live in Missouri. That's my life story.
So this is a fun comparison, it asked me. The exact numbers obviously.
It asked you if it was.
I mean, it responded. I'm sorry, it responded. It says the number is not easy to pin down, but it's going to estimate. So it estimates about 50 to 100 million people have ever been born in New Jersey. And it estimates, based on his over 1,500 concerts and the typical size, that 20 to 30 million people have seen him live. So larger for New Jersey, but not by that much.
Yeah. Of course, the one thing that you could say is that if you're just going by the attendance at a concert, that could include the same person multiple times. But I don't think anyone's been in New Jersey born more than once.
Reincarnation.
Oh, we're counting that.
Good point. No, that is a truism. All right, we have concluded anything at all relevant.
What level of punishment is that, being born in New Jersey twice?
Okay. We have concluded anything even remotely important, and now it is time to recap our football picks from
I'm excited because
Thursday. Right?
we were awful.
We had a full slate of games
last week. It's not
our
fault. It's football's fault. When the Panthers win by like 10 points, something is broken.
So we had a full slate last week, no bye weeks yet, 16 games, and the final tally is I won 5 out of 16. Kyle won 7 out of 16. We're not betting against the spread here. We're betting straight up. We're not betting at all, but we're not picking against the spread. We're picking straight up, and this is horrendous. So the one of these that makes me
told us that the Niners would win by 20.
The one that makes me the maddest is I knew Carolina was going to beat Las Vegas somehow. I picked them in my actual thing, my whatever I do.
Confidence picks.
Yeah, the confidence picks, and I just had a strong feeling Carolina was going to win. And yet, when I went with you, I picked the Raiders for some reason. So
you won by one fewer.
You rightly picked the Chiefs. You rightly picked the Bills, where I did
the
not.
Vikings. I know that one.
Yes, but I picked them too.
Both took the Vikings. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought that was one where we differed, so it didn't matter.
You rightly picked the Bears over the Colts, and let's see. So I must have gotten one that you didn't get.
Wait, didn't the Colts win?
Did they? Did I mess that one up? Are we changing everything?
I think we might have just tied.
Cold. You're right. Oh my goodness, I'm so pathetic. Let's see how that changes things. We both won 6. We're both 6 and 10. Yes, we're both 6 and 10. So we tied. Yeah.
So we're both above 500 then.
No, 6 and 10.
No, I know. Oh. I'm pretending that it's 6 and 10.
That's 6, 4, 10. But yeah, a lot of big upsets this week. Dallas losing, not an upset, but Carolina winning was a huge upset. Obviously, the Seahawks beating the Dolphins.
I was going to be so mad if you guys came back, just because, one, that would make you happy, and 2, it would have meant that I bet wrong.
Nice to know me being happy makes you mad. That the Giants beating Cleveland.
That was trash. Like when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, that was no fun. I have to have them start 0-3 with their bleach blonde quarterback.
Do you think they're done,
like
or
shady out there?
Well, he looks like Cody Rhodes. Do you think they'll make the playoffs?
They have a 12% chance, according to math. I'm wondering if
most
who gets fired first, the DC for the Bengals or Doug Peterson for the Jags.
Most 0-3 teams are actually bad. If you look at good teams that are 0-3, I wonder what. I mean, you have to obviously define it, but the Bengals are a good team. Good teams that start 0-3, what is their playoff percentage? I wonder. Of the teams that started 0-3 and made the playoffs, what percentage of them made the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, I think the reason the Bengals have 12% is just because their division. So it's not just that even if they're good, it's that it's because they also have an uphill battle trying to beat out the other, because the other teams aren't losing games.
All right, so I thought you meant 12% of the teams that started 0-3 made the playoffs.
No, somebody actually like gave percentage to each team in their current. That's why even like the Chiefs only have like a 70-something% chance.
Okay, so that is a legit 12%, and that is kind of sad. And I'm sorry, Mac, that your team is so bad this year, but my team is the Cowboys, so you have only a tiny bit of sympathy. Okay, I believe that is it. Once again, we have a 3-show Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. We have Barely Necessities, the Disney merchandise show coming up. And then at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, we have Disney Trivia Live, assuming between now and then I come up with 20 trivia questions. So if you have any suggestions on what to do for trivia tonight, let me know. I always appreciate getting some help. Other than that, I think we're done. Anything else, Kyle?
No, I'm just trying to figure out why something in to do isn't to do. That's why I got the pondered.
Oh, now I'm wondering who put it there.
CEO.
Oh, then it's in to do because he said so. CEO, by the way, has made his. Why is that on to do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he dropped the wrong link or the wrong window. There's so many possibilities. I don't think it's supposed to be there. I just don't know if there was supposed to be something else there or if he meant to send it to just you or something.
Getting Lost is screening in Canada. I have a reason to go to Canada now.
Or you could travel to Canada with your computer.
Oh, it's not like a.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't actually think. I'm just saying if it's streaming, then you could.
No, I said screening, not streaming.
Oh, okay. I thought you said streaming.
No, if it was streaming, there are ways. But no, there are screenings in Canada. Okay, we're being dumb. We'll be back 4 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Please don't forget to ring that bell. Subscribe, like the stream. That's very helpful. And if you really like us and want to support us, click that join button and become a member. That means a lot to us. Thank you very much. Kyle and I will be back tomorrow to do this again. Au revoir.